Such a beautiful, beautiful scene, is it not? Giving thanks to the element of air for allowing us to communicate, for giving us life force energy through the air that we breathe into our vessels. You are always there, and yet we can't even see you. Silently, typically, powerful, without ever needing to show yourself, without ever needing to say a word. You are so powerful and you do so much. You ask for nothing in return. You flame the fires. And that calls me to give thanks to the element of fire. Thank you, fire, for showing up in all of the ways that you do, including the light that you provide on this planet through the sun. We thank you for cooking the food that we eat, that Mother Earth so kindly provides for us. We thank you for filling up our bellies with passion, with anger, for providing the life force energy that inspires us to take action. We thank you, fire. And last but certainly not least, as she lets us know, giving thanks to the element of water. Thank you, water, for being a part of all that is on this planet, for such a large portion of the planet that you make up. Thank you, water, for raining down on me right now. As each drop that touches my skin, I feel you purifying me in a physical sense, but also in a spiritual and in an emotional sense. I thank you, water, for being also so powerful, but gently powerful, for making up such a large part of our bodies and reminding us that we too are able to provide this level of power and yet to be gentle, to be kind, to be loving, to connect so deeply with ourselves and with others. Thank you, water. Thank you for the nourishment you provide. Thank you for the reminders you provide. Thank you for the clarity, the purity, for everything that you are and for everything that you're not. I thank you, water. I invite you to take some deep breaths with me. With each breath, I'll try to elongate, letting my breaths become deeper, deeper, deeper. Hold at the top and release as slowly as I have the physical energy to do so. As I expose my palms to you, I invite you to reach out to me, exposing your palms as well, in an exchange of energy, knowing that I'm sending energy to you of love, of light, of healing. As I send this energy through my screen out to you, I invite you to feel it and send it wherever that you feel you need it. My humanness got distracted by a fellow human walking by. It took me just a moment to remember that we are all here sharing this experience together, and that if I'm doing this session and they're walking by right now, then we are meant to connect in that moment. These are some lovely shells that I have from not this beach, another beach nearby. Before I take anything from the earth, I always ask, I hold the item in my hand, or even just hover my hands over it if I don't feel like I should move it before getting a response. I ask if it's okay, if they want to come with me, maybe even share with them what my intention is for having them. And hopefully, I return an offering to wherever on earth I've gotten these items from. And so I try to always carry some type of herb with me that can be used as an offering. As I do this, my intention is to release anything that isn't serving in this moment from this session, from my own consciousness, from yours. Something I'm feeling called to discuss in this space specifically has to do with the content that we consume. So I know a lot of us, I know for myself, I am very careful about what I allow into my feedback loop. So that includes everything that I watch, everything that I listen to. You can bet your bottom dollar that I do not listen to mainstream media. Very rarely do I indulge in a TV show or things like that. But I do consume content on YouTube. I listen to ASMR artists. I listen to tarot readers. And if I'm feeling any sort of discord with their energy, and of course, I'm not, none of us are perfect, we're all human. But when I feel a discord, I'm very careful to remember to turn that content off. When you feel a discord, when you're in the energy presence of another, know that it's not something that's wrong or missing within you. Your intuition is speaking to you at all times. And so sometimes I'll watch a tarot reader and I can tell that they themselves, I don't like to say I can tell because I don't want to put anything on anyone else, but if I feel a sense of discord, maybe they were having a day where they were struggling, maybe they're not feeling in alignment. And while that doesn't speak to anything about who they are and the work that they produce, the power of their work, they're still very powerful healers, powerful message holders. If I feel that discord, sometimes I know that it's just time to turn off that message and that that's not the message for me in that moment. You always know what's right for you, so trust yourself. If something feels good, and I mean really feels good, in your heart, in your soul, not that someone told you that this kind of thing is good or anything like that, although I trust that if you found this video, you've surpassed that level of understanding. But if something really feels good in your being, it's typically enriching you in some way, your soul. And that when you feel a discord, trust yourself, turn it off. That's not meant for you at this moment. Sometimes something may be serving you in one moment, at one time, on one day, but that doesn't mean that that same energy, that same being, that same message is going to be right for you at all times. So it's important to trust yourself. I hope that you can hear the waves, but that they're not too loud. I wish I could transfer the smells of the place to you. Someday, possibly. Technology can be great when it's used for power and for empowerment. Of course, there are many destructive ways in which technology is being used. But just like everything else, it's up to us to use our discernment and be very clear about how we want to use tools. How do you want to use the tool of your mind? The power of your attention is your greatest asset. Anything that you give your attention to grows. So what do you want to grow? I'm not telling you not to deal with 3D things that may come up. It's all necessary. But even that, you choose how to use it. If I may share my own story. The other day, I was driving along the side of a beautiful mountain, looking off to the left of me, and there was a beautiful view. Mountains and valleys, the sun hitting it in such a beautiful, poetic way, and the sea right between the mountains over the valley. It was magic, pure magic. And I was very far, as far as I knew, very far away from anything, any existence, right? I'm off in the middle of the mountains where the roads are like this, literally like this. Sometimes it's like a full 180-degree turn, and the roads are two-way. You know, two cars can go both ways, but they're so narrow, only one car can fit through. So when you're going around these bends, you have to beat the horn in order to let anyone else know who may be there that you're coming. And I'm just driving, looking at this beautiful view, and the sides of the mountains are steep, very steep, and there's rocks falling all the time. There's signs to watch out for them sometimes. And I went over a large rock, and it bent my wheel, and I got a flat tire. I knew that there was time before the tire drained completely, so I kept driving and just said, I know that no matter what happens, and I don't have phone service here, by the way. And I just said to myself, I know that no matter what happens, I'll be okay. And I just kept faith, and I kept smiling and laughing, really, because whenever these challenging experiences happen, it's a chance for us to test all the work that we've done on ourselves. That's all it is, right? It's just a test. And so I got the opportunity to see how far I had really come in my healing. Will this kind of thing throw me off center when I'm feeling, literally feeling, so deeply feeling the magic? And it didn't. I was really proud of myself. And lo and behold, less than 5 minutes, not even, I start driving, and I'm continuing driving, knowing that I'm going to have to pull over very soon because the tire is getting lower and lower. The whole rim was bent in, so I couldn't even just fill it with air or anything like that. And I came into a village. And in the village I saw a son about my age, maybe older than me, and his mother cutting trees, probably for firewood. And I pulled over just past their home, and I got their attention, and they didn't speak English, and I was able to guide them to the car to see what had happened, and they knew I was asking for help. We just, there was an energetic exchange, right? When words fail us, we speak through energy. Sometimes we use our hands, but the energy is really what gets across. And the son pulled out my spare, changed the tire in less than 3 minutes. So all of this happened, less than a 10-minute detour, and my tire had been totally flat. And so I'm thinking, not giving it too much attention, truly, but thinking about what I'm going to do. And I ended up getting the tire replaced. And in this country, it cost less than half of what it would cost where I'm from, in Boston, to get it repaired. I was prepared to spend a lot of money, despite the fact that I don't have a lot of money, and I don't know when I'm going to get money again. I don't know where it's going to come from. Just trusting that all will be fine. And I spent way less than I was expecting. Got it all settled and fixed in less than a day. It was beautiful. The reason that I tell this story is to remind us that when these challenging things happen, if we're able to maintain our sense of calm and safety within ourselves, recognizing yourself as your home. You are your home. I don't have a physical home. I could live in a car if I needed to. I don't need to, because I'm always able to figure out what's best for me in the moment, because I'm in tune with my intuition. But I trust that I am my home. I keep myself safe. It's my mind, my heart, my soul that keeps me safe. And so I invite you to remind yourself that you are your home when these challenging things happen. And to allow yourself to stay in the bliss. Use as little brain power as you can to solve the 3D problems that will inevitably arise. It's part of the experience. It's literally why we incarnate here. And sit in the knowing that you are always home. You are always okay. We are always home. I thank you so much for sitting with me for this healing today. Before we part, I would love to take this opportunity to send each other loving energy again. I love you. I honor you. Your light, your darkness, all of your shadows. I invite you to shine light onto your shadows. Whenever you're ready, nothing needs to be done in force. Shine light into those shadows. Love them fully. Love yourself fully, and allow them to heal. Let's bring our hands in prayer position to our heart, for love is all we need. Love is all there is. Hands come to lips, for speak kind words and hold no judgment. Hands come to third eye center. The light at the end of the tunnel is not an illusion. The tunnel is. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you for showing up here on this earth to co-create this experience with me, with all of us. If you have been drawn to this video, you too, whether you know it or not, are a healer, and I'm grateful to you for all of the work that you're doing. No matter where you feel that you've reached, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day or evening.